All right, boys, so the first rollout of Rank 2.0 was yesterday, and we did a video covering everything new. It's not a lot. All they changed was the rank system. So instead of going from Elite to Champion to Unreal, both Elite and Champion now have ranks. But let's also talk a little bit about what should be added in the future as well. And let's see how quick I can hit Unreal from Champion 3. So I think first and foremost, the biggest thing for Rank 2.0, for me personally, is to have some sort of change every single year. I know a lot of people don't like change. However, the biggest thing that I've noticed is that ranked has just gotten so boring. Every single time I grind to Unreal, I've realized the grind is fun, but once you get there, which it doesn't really take long to get Unreal, you kind of just stop and really either you don't play Fortnite for a while or you just play competitive and scrims. I remember back in Arena, and I think this is because ranked was just so much newer, or I guess a ranked system, it was very, very hard. At least for me, I guess I was also keyboard and mouse on console with my PS4. It was really, really bad. I'll throw a picture up of my setup. This was back in like 2019. But getting to like the 300 point cap before it was the 6,000, 8,000 point cap, I forgot what it was. It was very, very hard to get Unreal. And staying on topic of Arena, I do think that there needs to be a way that we understand how many points we're getting, or at least an easier perspective. You want someone that's just getting into rank to understand how they're going to gain and lose points and not solely just based off placement. But I think that's why a points-based system was just so good for Fortnite. Also, like for example, the hype cups that we had back during quarantine, those were really awesome because it gave you a reason to actually play the tournament. And I feel like nobody wants to compete for just like a little umbrella where you get like a couple of points and then you just don't even have to play the tournament anymore. But I like that they're actually getting more in tune with competitive, because for a while, I would say after chapter 5, mainly in chapter 6, I noticed a really heavy decline in competitive. But a lot of people don't like chapter 5, which really surprises me because in my opinion, that was probably one of the best competitive eras. And I feel like that's really when a lot of players were in tune. Like, not as much as the Fortnite World Cup or the first FNCS or even during quarantine, but it was pretty close. A lot of people were really in tune with competitive, and you can also tell by a lot of other YouTubers' content and the views that they were pulling. But in my opinion, or mainly one of the reasons for me, is that ranked hasn't had a change, and that's why I haven't really cared to play it. And the only reason that I would is for content. But let's get into our next subject as well. Something that has been leaked and almost basically confirmed at this point is that there is going to be a ranked pass as well. Now, I don't know what contents will be inside of this, but I'm guessing like gliders will be ranked themed. Also, maybe some challenges in there that you have to complete only in ranked. Also, another big thing as well is prize pools. I do think the $1 million Unreal Cup that we had, like, gosh, what was it, chapter 6, was really good. However, like, during quarantine, whenever we had the daily tournaments, I think it would be much better to have some sort of tournament at least 3 or 4 times a week with more cash prizes, because that leads a lot of people to want to play. And also, I think lands are a very big thing that Fortnite needs to keep doing, but not too much. Lands have to be special, or else a lot of people will get bored of it and it won't pull as much viewer attraction. Once a year, or maybe a couple of times a year, having a LAN and then maybe one FNCS is just such a great concept that they should keep doing. But in my opinion, competitive and ranked game modes really does tie a big part of the Fortnite community and is a big majority player base, because a lot of people want to be pro at Fortnite, and it's one of the hardest games to go pro in as well. So it's just shocking that they haven't done a rank change like this sooner. Oh, I just lagged. That was crazy. Yeah, one thing I've noticed too with this rank change, you just gain so much percent. I don't know if it was because I was already Unreal, but I mean, I should have not gained 30% of that for surviving top 10% of players. And that was my thought process yesterday, but I did have the realization that instead of now just having one elite league and then one champion league, now that it's split up into 3, it feels like you're probably ranking up faster, but it might just be the same distance to the next rank, if that makes sense. Because a lot of people were complaining that you weren't gaining gaining as much percentage and it was so much harder to get out of champion or elite. But in all reality, this new ranked mode just feels like you're gaining more percentage than you actually are, which I do really like. Also, for a lot of you that watch me for Fortnite OG, don't worry, I'm not going to stop uploading Fortnite OG content. I'm enjoying ranked, and a big majority of my playtime on Fortnite is from ranked and competitive modes. I used to play a lot of tournaments back in chapter 2, especially during quarantine, but I just didn't have the setup to do it. But now that I have all the equipment and also content's my job, I think I might start playing in some tournaments here soon, hopefully. I just need to get a little bit better first because I have not played a lot of ranked in a while. Also, the biggest thing with Fortnite OG is that I just don't like complaining, and I feel like that's all people have been doing recently, and I just don't want to be a part of that right now. The game's meant to be fun, and if you're not having fun playing it, and if there aren't any changes, then just move on. So for the meantime, that's what I'm doing, just trying stuff out. You know what's funny is that a lot of people have some mixed opinions about the icons changing for ranked. I think it is a little bit weird that they changed the colors, but honestly, for me, it doesn't really matter. I think Elite looks a lot cooler now. Before it was a little bit bland, but at the same time, I kind of think it fits the theme, just the gray. But I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Also, a lot of people have been wondering why I haven't been uploading as much, and there's a couple reasons why. I started college back up, which I stopped doing college whenever I first started my channel, and it was doing really well. But just recently, I decided to go back. Not because I had to, but just in case YouTube fails, I have a backup plan, you know? This guy's white and he's pushing me. Also, I've been playing a lot of golf recently. I just got a golf simulator for my house as well. I used to think golf simulators were like 10 grand to set up, but I realized you could build it yourself. And I actually had my neighbor help me like set up a whole thing for it. I don't know, ever since like 2020, I used to just sit at my house all day and not do much and really just play Fortnite. And golf is something I've always been good at, or at least decent. So I've just been trying to get so much better at it. Holy cow, dude's like right there. I didn't even see him. I don't know why everyone's like boxed up. It's crazy. 17 people left. I'll just go to zone. Also, the biggest reason I took a break from ranked is I really didn't like chapter 6, and I think a lot of people can agree with me on that. There was just something about chapter 6 that didn't work with Fortnite, and in my opinion, it was probably one of my least favorite chapters ever. Chapter 7 has a vibe to it that kind of reminds me a lot of chapter 5 and chapter 2 in a sense. I don't know how to explain it, but it seems like they took a lot of good from like... Oh my gosh, I lasered that guy. It seems like they took a lot of good from some of the old chapters and implemented it, and then tweaked a little bit of it, and put it in this one, which I really like. It's so shocking to me. I haven't ran into any Unreal players at all. And I wonder if it's just harder after you hit 50%, or if we're gonna hit it, like, right now. It's like, why are we facing silvers? That's just crazy. Also, let me know down in the comments, because I was really wondering this. So I was Unreal before this update, and then I became Elite 3. So I wonder if anyone like that was Diamond before was placed down to like Gold or Platinum or anything like that, or if you just stayed the same. Because that's one thing I was wondering, and I really didn't know how much that would affect like the lower ranked players. Oh, that guy was Unreal. First Unreal player. Dude, it's just such a hit or miss who you're gonna fight. I kind of like it, but at the same time, it's like playing pubs. Also, another thing I forgot to mention that I wish they would implement is Old Siphon. I was playing OG Season 8, and it was so nice getting the Siphon. It is still nice having Siphon, but yeah, I wish they would buff it just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. But I guess there are a lot of meds now, so I don't know. The hell was that for? Ah, GG's. I should have won that. And champ 3, 2. Unreal. There's already 27k people in Unreal. That makes sense, I guess. Well, anyways, guys, let me know if you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be doing more content like this. Hopefully get some competitive content out there as well. Make sure to smash that like button, also sub to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.